Alright, what's going on, everybody? This is the playoffs round one. This is my team builder. If I win and Envy wins, then I play against Envy. If Moet wins, I don't know who I play because the higher seed always plays the lower seed, and there's too many variables for me to tell you who I play if Moet wins, because then it depends on who wins between the other two playoff matches. But anyways, last time I played against Joey, I used Banded Zera, and Banded Zera is good, but Bulk Up Zera is much better. Bulk Up Zera allows me to switch up moves. I can take on Extra a lot better with Bulk Up. Drain Punch with Shuka Berry allows me to beat Extra, Kangaskhan, Gigalith, and yeah, Bulk Up's just really solid. I have Blaze Kick, +1 Blaze Kick will OHKO any variant of Roserade. Snorlax is Rest, Encore, Body Slam, Body Press. It's Careful Nature, so Careful Nature allows me to take Roserade and Vanillux and Noivern a lot better, and I just have a lot of defense. I have 12 speed, outspeed Slowbro. Rest, Encore. Encore is mainly just for Slowbro and Sylveon, so if I catch them commanding or Iron Defensing, Gigalith going for Iron Defense or Curse, I can hit it with an Encore and then repeatedly just go for Body Press just to chip away at it. I have Lead Seed on the Poltergeist, so like even if there's no way for me to just kill them, they won't be able to recover with anything, because if I get the Lead Seed off, they can't recover. I just Lead Seed, go back into Snorlax, Encore, and because I'm running more speed, I will be able to outspeed the Slowbro before it can go for Slack off. I'll be able to outspeed the Gigalith before it goes for Rest or anything like that, or another attack, and Sylveon will be forced to go for a Hyper Voice against me, and Body Slam does a ton of damage to Sylveon. Body Slam obviously doesn't do much to Gigalith or Body Press, and Body Slam doesn't do much to Slowbro, but if Slowbro can't recover, it's not that big of a deal. Sylveon not being able to do anything like Sylveon takes a lot of damage, and then Gourgeist can deal with Gigalith and Slowbro with Leaf Seeds. I've the same Gourgeist with Protect, Leaf Seed, Poltergeist, Will-O-Wisp. This is mainly just for extra and preventing Leaf Seeds and Sleep Powders on my other Pokemon from Roserade. It's a good answer to Body Press on his team. It prevents me from losing to Calm Mind Slowbro, because there's not really a way that I deal damage to it. That's why I Roar on the Gyarados as well. Gyarados should be shiny here. I don't think this site has shinies. Will-O-Wisp. Yeah, this is literally the same Poltergeist set that I had last time. Frisk. I was considering running a Bandit one with Poltergeist, because it almost... The problem with Bandit is that if he runs heavy duty boots on a lot of his Pokemon, then I can't actually get kills. Because every damage calc with Poltergeist with Bandit, it does slightly under 100%. So I need hazard damage, and if I can't get hazard damage, then Poltergeist is... Or then Gourgeist is useless. But the fact of the matter is that it has really good speed, 99 speed, so it would be really strong, but unfortunately that it doesn't work like that. If Poltergeist, or I keep calling it Poltergeist, there's actually a Pokemon called Poltergeist. If Gourgeist had an attack boosting move, it would be so good with Flame Charge and that, but it doesn't. But yeah, this is just my defensive answer for Extra Gigalith, so that it can't beat me with Body Press. It's gonna have to go for Curse, and then I have 2 Intimidated Pokemon, so I'm not gonna be too worried about that. I have Will-O-Wisp as well, so if I do get the Will-O-Wisp off, the Body Press is obviously not gonna do that much damage either, and then I can just use Gyarados at that point, because Gyarados can just roar out the Pokemon. I have Rest Gyarados with Special Defense. Hyper Voice from Sylveon doesn't kill me if it specs, so that's really good. With me being Spidef, Spidef also allows me to deal with Noivern a little bit better. Obviously this can't deal with Vanillux because of Freeze Dry, but with my Spidef and Intimidate naturally, I will be able to deal with the Darmanitan really well. Noivern, probably not Roserade, because Roserade can just go for Sleep Powder, it can go for Lead Seed, and it'll be able to Synthesis. But if it does have Synthesis, he's likely going to be running Gigalith, so it's not really going to be that beneficial for him. Synthesis in Sand, and yeah, this is basically just a decent check, all around check. I just bring it in, heavy duty boots, rest up, and just use this to stall for a little bit of time and deal a little bit of chip with Sand. So if the main thing that I really want to do against this team is just do a little bit of chip damage to everything and either win with SIGILYPH or my Zeraora, because SIGILYPH does 50% to pretty much everything on his team with Life Orb, Psyshock, and Energy Ball. And then Zeraora can sweep his entire team. I can also like try to just chip away at his team with Snorlax as well, but it's really hard to do that because he has really solid answers to Snorlax in Slowbro and Gigalith. Next, I have Crocodile. Crocodile with Rocky Helmet to deal with Darmanitan and Kangaskhan. Crocodile gets 2-hit KO'd by Double Edge, banning Double Edge from Kangaskhan. So, if my Crocodile goes down, the Kangaskhan is going to go down with me, so that's really good. I have Toxic over Knockoff this time because Knockoff doesn't have good synergy with Poltergeist. And my Zeraora also doesn't have Knockoff. I realized that Knockoff is kind of bad if I'm running Poltergeist, so I side against that. Toxic Protect, Earthquake, Stealth Rock. He's going to be running a lot of heavy duty boots, likely. So Knockoff would be pretty good there, but I can just chip away at the Pokemon that are running heavy duty boots, so it's not really that big of a deal. It obviously sucks if I was running like a Specs Pokemon or a Banded Pokemon, but I'm not. I'm just running 2 set of Pokemon. Or I'm just running 1 set of Pokemon, and then I have SIGILYPH, which is damage off the bat, so it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's just defensive Crocodile to deal with Darmanitan, Kangaskhan, Excadrill. Just one of the Pokemon, Gigalith. Setting up Stealth Rock, Earthquake on the Gigalith. I just need to chip away at the Gigalith a little bit so he has a limited amount of times that he can bring it in so that Excadrill can't do a lot of damage to me. I don't want to get pressured by Excadrill. That's the way that I lose this game. And then my last Pokemon is SIGILYPH. SIGILYPH's really good in this matchup because Rosary is really annoying. And I also just 2-hit KO everything with SIGILYPH. My speed is really good. It outspeeds everything but Noivern and Excadrill in the sand. And Scarf Pokemon. Stealth Rock is also really good at determining whether the Darmanitan is going to be Scarfed or not. Because if it's not Scarfed, it's going to be running Heavy Duty Boots. And if it's not Heavy Duty Boots, it's going to be running Scarfed. So if it's Scarfed, then SIGILYPH will be able to not stay in against Darmanitan. And if it's Heavy Duty Boots, I can stay in and just go for Psyshock. A huge problem would be a defensive Darmanitan, actually, surprisingly, with like Iron Defense and Body Press, because at that point I will not be doing that much damage with Gyarados with Waterfall, and Body Press, he actually doesn't need to click any other move other than Body Press, because Iron Defense Body Press actually does a ton of damage to Gyarados. He probably won't know that, but I do know that, so yeah, like he can just click Body Press over and over again, and my fire fighting resist is nothing. Like I don't, like it's Gyarados, but Gyarados takes too much damage from Body Press. So yeah, that's really bad, but other than that, it's pretty good. I have Defog for Rosary Toxifix because if he sets up Toxifix, my Zeraora cannot win. So I do need a Defog there to prevent that because I'm not bringing Quillfish this time. And then Energy Ball is just neutral coverage and it deals the most damage to Slowbro. That's my team, and I'll get to the battle. Alright, what's up? So here is the battle. So the thing is, you're not going to get a live comm of this battle with me, because when I was recording this, unfortunately, I didn't press record. I thought I pressed record, but I didn't. So at the end of the battle, I pressed record, and I was like, wait, why is the thing not blinking red? Because I wasn't pressing record. I just pressed record at the end of the battle. And if you guys want to watch the live comm, go to Joey's channel for that, because I don't have a live comm version of this game. So this is from Joey's perspective, and I don't know, maybe I should start using OBS, but every time I use OBS to record, it really lags badly for me. So I have to continue using Elgato Game Capture to record. So look at his team. You see that the Rosary doesn't have an item. I thought that you would be able to see that on Team Preview, but you actually can't, which is interesting because I'm looking at my team. I don't see any items. All I see is the genders of the Pokemon. So I don't understand why it doesn't do that, but on Showdown it does. I'm gonna lead out immediately with my SIGILYPH here, and the reasoning behind this was that I didn't want a bad lead against the Roserade, and Sylveon is decent against me, so I thought that maybe he would lead out with Sylveon, and if he was leading out with Sylveon, then I wanted to go out immediately into Snorlax to be able to deal with the potential Specs Hyper Voice or the Calm Mind, because Without Slowbro, I don't think that it was going to be like a supporting Sylveon, so it was going to be likely a setup version or something like that. So he leads out with the Sylveon. So if I was Calm Mind or Cosmic Power, I'd be able to Cosmic Power up once. Or I guess if I was Cosmic Power, it wouldn't really do anything because I need HP investment to be able to take a Hyper Voice. But if I was Calm Mind, I'd be able to Calm Mind up once and then click Psyshock. I wouldn't be able to knock this thing out, but I'd bring it down low enough to where anything else on my team would be able to knock it out. But because I don't have Calm Mind, I'm going to switch out into Snorlax, and he's going to go for Hyper Voice here. And obviously, because that did nearly 50%, that is definitely Specs damage. And here, I am considering double switching out to Crocodile, but I feel like he should stay in here. Just to do a little bit more damage, because Sylveon doesn't die to Body Slam. But if it takes the chip damage, then it would be pretty bad for him. So I don't know really what he's thinking, but he's either going to switch out into Gigalith here, or he will go for another Hyper Voice, obviously. So I go for Body Slam here on the Tank Top Mast. I don't know why my Pokemon are nicknamed, though. Because my Pokemon are definitely nicknamed on Showdown. It's weird. So I go for Body Slam here. So as you know, my moveset is Rest, Encore, Body Slam, Body Press. And he is preventing me from getting Leftovers recovery here for one turn, but that doesn't really matter because I need about 3 or 4 turns, not even 3 or 4, I need like 4 or 5 turns of Leftovers recovery to be able to heal myself out of range of 2 Hyper Voices, because that did around 40%, so I need to be at around 80%, which is like 4 turns of Leftovers, to be able to take a Hyper Voice and then another Hyper Voice, because 80 divided by 2 is 40. Plus 6 is more than 80. Anyways, so I go out to Crocodile here, and I'm expecting him to just either go for Curse, Iron Defense, or Stealth Rock here. I don't think he would go for Body Press there immediately. He goes for Stealth Rock, and I'm going to go for my own rocks here just to chip away at his team, because I need a little bit of chip damage against this entire team for my Zeraora to be able to win, as well as the fact that I need to know if his Darmanitan is Scarfed or it's Heavy Duty Boots. That is very, very crucial information for me to learn. So here he's going to go out into Noivern, Frisk my Rocky Helmet. That is fine. I don't care if he knows this or not. He knows that I'm pretty defensive, but the fact that I'm bringing Crocodile in this matchup means that it's going to be pretty defensive anyway. So I do want to just go for the Protect here, just to ensure that I do a little bit more damage with the Sand and prevent me from getting my Snorlax switcherooed or anything like that. He goes for Toxic, and I'm like, okay, this is fine. I'm going to go out into Gyarados here because Gyarados can take a move, and I'm not too worried about it. I don't want to go out into Snorlax here because Snorlax can still take one Hyper Voice, and at this point I have pretty much told myself that one of my Pokemon is going to die to Sylveon at this point, because Snorlax did not heal, and nothing else on my team can take a Hyper Voice or knock out Sylveon in one hit, outside of Zeraora with a +1 bulk up. So I go out to Gyarados here, and I actually dodge the Hurricane. So I didn't think this was a big deal, but he would be able to tell what type of Gyarados that I was because I'm Spadef. He goes for Taunt here, expecting me to go for Dragon Dance or something like that, but I'm a really, really defensive Gyarados with Ice Fang, and I'm just going to go for the Ice Fang here and do a lot of damage to this Noivern here. So this is really, really good because now I don't need to do any more damage to the Noivern. I just need to repeatedly click Ice Fang until my taunt is worn off, so that I can eventually just go for Roar, because I think he's eventually just going to go, he's either going to go for Hurricane or Toxic on my Gyarados again after a bunch of roosts, and he'll be at less than, like, he'll be at like 80% probably at the end of it all, and +1 Plasma Fist should do around that much damage, give or take. So I go for Ice Fang as he goes for another Toxic, and him missing, he didn't miss the Toxic, he only missed Hurricane so far, so he connects with the Toxic there. This Toxic doesn't really matter. I rest on the Gyarados anyway, and me being put on a timer with the Gyarados, it doesn't really bother me at all. So at this point, I am just going to play a lot more recklessly with this Gyarados just because I eliminated the Noivern. So I'm just going to stay in here with the Gyarados because I know that I can take a Rock Slide, and I know that the Darmanitan is Heavy Duty Boots, which is huge. Just getting the knowledge that it is Heavy Duty Boots. He goes for U-turn. Like I said, because I got the Stealth Rock, I know it's Heavy Duty Boots. And I'm just going to go for the Waterfall here. With Waterfall, I'd chip away his entire team, so I'm really in a good position now. I get damage off on this Roserade, so this damage, depending on his spread, means that Blaze Kick will be able to knock it out. +1 Blaze Kick always knocks out, like max HP, max defense Roserade. I don't see Heavy Duty Boots because I saw that he took damage. I don't see Black Sludge. But I also noticed that the Waterfall didn't do any damage to this Roserade. So I know it's defensive, but I was really confused because like the only thing that makes sense would be like Life Orb. So I was actually really worried, and I switched out here because I didn't want to take any more damage with the Gyarados, I think. And I believe I go out into Snorlax. I go to SIGILYPH. Goes for the Spike here, so he has Stealth Rock and Spike on my side of the field. And at this point, I just want to click Side Shock and deal a ton of damage to his team. I know that the Gigalith is leftovers because Body Slam damage from the Snorlax, and then he healed to full afterwards. So yeah, he is this variant. So I'm just gonna go for the Side Shock immediately, and it deals a decent amount of damage. This is a 2-hit KO from this range, I think. That did around 80, 70. So 70 times 2 is 140. Yeah. So it looks like it is a 2-hit KO. But here I am gonna switch out into Crocodile here, mainly because I don't want the SIGILYPH to take any more damage. SIGILYPH can still take on the Noivern, or not the Noivern. I need the SIGILYPH to be able to take on the Roserade, and I need to if it does have T-Spikes, then I need to defog away the T-Spikes. So it's very important that I keep my SIGILYPH alive. Goes for Body Press here, good play on his part. It deals a decent amount of damage to my Crocodile, but he doesn't have a ground resist anymore. So I am just gonna go for the Earthquake. If he goes out into Roserade, the Roserade is going to take Sand Chip, it's going to take Earthquake damage, it's going to take Stealth Rock damage. So pretty much everything on his team is going to be in a bad position against my Crocodile. The only positive outcome that could happen here is if he has Air Balloon Excadrill. Because I have nothing to touch Excadrill with my Crocodile. So I'm just hoping that Earthquake plus Sand and all this damage would allow me to knock out the Roserade without me doing any damage to it, but that is not the case. Now here I'm considering, I don't know if I Protect here or not. I don't think, Protect is not a good play here. I think I should have just switched out. He goes for Spikes here, and now I'm in a really bad position because now he can just go for any move that he wants to against my team, because I can't do anything against this Roserade with Crocodile. I'd like to keep Crocodile alive because my Zero Aura cannot knock out the Darmanitan from full because it's Heavy Duty Boots, and the only other way that I can guarantee damage on the Darmanitan is with his Sand, which, like I said, is not guaranteed, or if I go out into my Crocodile on any attack. So I put him in a pincer position if you guys play chess. So the Darmanitan is forced to take damage one way or another. So with these leftovers recovery, it's going to be really good unless he does go for the attack. If he goes for an attack, then I have multiple turns to be able to wake up against his team. So yeah, that's pretty good. 2 Spikes, 1 Stealth Rock. He goes for Sleep Powder. I don't know, dude. Like, maybe... Okay. If I switched out to Snorlax the turn before, I don't think it really mattered what happened. Because then goes for Sleep Powder. He goes for Sleep Powder. That's one turn. Yeah, maybe Snorlax was a better play. Because Snorlax takes one turn of Sand. But then the next turn, I heal with Leftovers. But the thing is, I get rewarded. So this play here was actually huge. Let me pause it. Can I pause this? Okay, I can't pause it. But that play was actually huge because I get the first turn Wake. Joey said that was a roll. I don't think that was a roll at all because I'm pretty sure it does around like 130, 140, and I was higher than that. Getting the first turn Wake on the Sylveon was huge because now this damage ensures that literally everything on my team can knock out the Sylveon. My Psyshock from my SIGILYPH, my Plasma Fist from my Zeraora. So that was actually huge. And now I actually have options with SIGILYPH because I can either go for Defog or I can go for Psyshock. Before, I didn't have an option at all because I would have just died. So if I defog here, I won't be able to defog against like a sack here from his Roserade. So I don't want to reveal the fact that I have defog, so I'm just gonna go for Psyshock here and just Psyshock into nothing. And he's gonna go out into Darmanitan here. I could get off the guaranteed damage off on this Darmanitan, but like I said, I don't need a lot of damage on the Darmanitan. I just need a little bit of damage. So I'm just gonna use the Rocky Helmet on my Crocodile to do that. And he has heavy duty boots on his Darmanitan. The Sylveon is in range of everything on my team. The Gigalith is going to die to 2-hits from my SIGILYPH regardless of rocks on or not. I won't be able to one-hit kill the Gigalith at the amount of HP that it's at with one Psyshock. So the Stealth Rock doesn't matter unless it comes in twice. So, and I know that I live a Rock Slide from Heavy Duty Boots Darmanitan. So here, I'm going to preserve my SIGILYPH still because it's an Earthquake switch-in to stall out one turn of extra Sand. And I know that Crocodile's not really that important anymore anyways, and if he goes for Flare Blitz, he's going to take extra damage from the attack anyway. And because he goes for U-turn, that means that I get the switch in as well. So if he goes into Excadrill, then he has the extra outside of Sand. And then he's forced to go out and sack another Pokemon, potentially against my my Zeraora. So he goes out into Excadrill here. The only way that Excadrill can beat my Gourgeist is with Iron Head flinches, but I still have Gyarados as well, so he needs to have Iron Head, Swords Dance, and he needs to have Iron Head, Swords Dance, and Rock Slide. So, and Rapid Spin to he needs Rapid Spin to outspeed my Zeraora, and then he needs Iron Head flinches against Gourgeist. So he's gonna go for Earthquake here. I'm gonna switch out into Gourgeist. It does absolutely nothing because I'm max HP, max defense. And I'm thinking, do I Will-O-Wisp here? He still has Darmanitan. I don't need extra damage on the Darmanitan. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of damage with Poltegeist so that if he goes for any other attack on my Pokemon, it's fine. But he dodges that, and I also dodge the Toxic, and this exchange actually works out amazingly for me because I thought that he would actually switch out, and I also didn't want to go for Leech Seed on like the Sylveon or anything like that, so that's the reason why I went for Poltegeist, because Poltegeist would ensure that I 2-hit KO it at that point. So he goes for Toxic here, and because he missed the first Toxic, I'm just gonna be like, okay, he's probably gonna want to stay in here. I don't know why you would go for Toxic otherwise. And I'm just going to get the Will-O-Wisp off here. So that was... we both missed our moves there, but because I knew that he went for Toxic, I felt like he was going to go for another one. So it didn't hurt for me to just go for Will-O-Wisp there because he's unlikely to go into Darmanitan after he missed the first Toxic anyway. Yeah, so this is just really bad for him. Um, Getting this wisp buff ensures that I don't a crit from his extra won't be able to beat my my Zeraora because I'm Shuka Berry. So like there's absolutely no way that he can win this game at this point. The way that I won this game if Snorlax did not get the body slam off on the Sylveon was getting a +1 boost against a -1 Darmanitan or the Gigalith, because I can just bulk up once against the Gigalith and then I can take any hit and then Drain Punch to heal all of that damage. Not all of that damage, but a lot of the damage that he did to me. And with Shuka Berry, I'll be able to take any hit from Excadrill because I'm at +1 defense with the Shuka Berry. So here I knew that I was going to be able to take any hit from the Darmanitan. I was actually kind of surprised that I knocked it out, I guess. I don't know. It's Gyarados. 125 attack. It's a lot of attack. But I knocked out the Darmanitan. I still don't understand why I don't have nicknames, by the way. This should be called Azula. I don't understand why. I knock out that. It didn't really matter because Zeraora knocks it out with Plasma Fist after the Rocky Helmet damage that I did. And at this point, I'm gonna go out into SIGILYPH here because SIGILYPH matches up well against, like, SIGILYPH actually just wins the game here at this point. There's nothing that he can really do against me because I just need to be able to intimidate the Gigalith one time, and then I'll be able to Roost All against it. And then I'll be able to knock it out with 2 Shy Shocks. So this also was a bad play on my part because he could have had Quick Attack on his Sylveon. But like if he was Quick Attack, I knew that he was choiced. So I would have just been able to go for Bulk Up one time with the Zeraora and just won the game from that point on. Because Bulk Up plus... If he goes for Quick Attack, Bulk Up plus Drain Punch would be able to knock out the rest of his team. So I go for Side Shock there. And here I'm actually going to switch out because actually, do I switch out? I'm actually not sure. No, I just stay in Energy Ball. Yeah. I just Energy Ball here. There's SIGILYPH just wins this game at this point. Like there's nothing that he can do. Zeraora also won at that point. The biggest turn in this game, in my opinion, was a Snorlax getting the first turn wake against the Sylveon. Because at that point, I would have had to sack a Pokemon to the Sylveon to do damage to it. And I would have had one less Pokemon. But he also had nothing to deal with Zeraora. So it would have been much closer than what this was here. So he's switching around, but like none of this really matters because he has nothing. He has no power anymore. He either has no power or he has no speed. Sylveon has power, but it doesn't have enough speed to outspeed anything on my team. So my Earthquake from my Crocodile is going to be able to knock this thing out, right? After I protect and do some more Sand Chip to it. The Excadrill has speed to outspeed my entire team with Sand Up, but it doesn't have any power because I burned it. And the Gigalith is going to die to pretty much everything that I have on my team because it's so low anyways. Because I hit it with 2 Psyshocks already. Life Orb Psyshock from max or near max special attack. Is it max? It is max. Yeah, it is max. So boom. There it is. The first round of the playoffs is a victory for me. So incredibly lucky with the Snorlax. Me and Joey talked about it. I don't think the Hurricane, from my perspective, mattered, but he definitely think that it did. I mean, in the long run, what I'm saying is in the long run it didn't matter, but in the short term, because he would have been able to scout to see how to prepare against the Gyarados. So maybe I guess like the knowledge that he gained from it would have changed the way that he played. But anyways, that is round 1. Yeah, it probably the Hurricane Mist definitely mattered a lot then. But he clicked Hurricane on his Pokemon. Like, my inaccurate moves on my team were toxic and nothing else. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I play against Envy or the winner of the other 2 matches. Because I can't play Moet because he's the lowest seed, and for some reason, like, you can't. It's not a real bracket. It's just higher seed plays lower seed. It's weird. Anyways, peace.